Good morning, fellow traders, and welcome to this morning's Technical Tuesday session. It's August 20th, 2019, and we haven't had a Technical Tuesday session in a while, so I'll try to make this worthwhile for you guys, but we're going to get back into the groove of doing these Technical Tuesday sessions just to help you guys figure out what's really happening with the Euro USD and the US dollar Japanese yen. Now, for those who may not know, of course, this is during the time of the summer doldrums, where we may see limited price action, limited volatility. There's not as much liquidity in the market. So then, some of our positions may not have its full follow through. And you have to be mindful of that. But we may talk about that a little bit. I know these sessions are only about 20 to 30 minutes. So then we'll try to do as much as we can. But good morning, Alex. Good morning, Scott. Thank you guys for coming. So with that said, I guess we can start with our first currency pair, which is the Euro USD, and we're looking at the daily time frame. Now, if you guys have been with us ever since the beginning of doing these Technical Tuesday sessions, you would know that we made a prediction, and our prediction was correct. What we said was that price should break from this bearish flag pattern. What we have is this bearish flag pattern. You can easily see it on the weekly. And we predicted that price should extend all the way down to this zone where we have this green box right here, which is around 1050, a little bit lower than that. That's what we predicted. And if you look at the chart right now, you can see that we did get a push down to this level a few weeks ago. Price did touch this zone, and then we had a pop higher. So then you can see that based on our analysis from weeks ago, we were correct. Now we have to figure out what's happening now. So if you look at the price action of this chart on the daily time frame, what you can clearly see is a classical pattern. So then for those who are familiar with classical chart patterns, what do you think formed right around here? What is this that's forming? Or what is this that has already formed in the market right around here? If you don't know, it's okay. I know a few of you guys aren't a part of our trading community, so then you may not know, but these are basic classical chart patterns. You can learn about them. They're typical to, as far as how price typically moves in the market. You tend to see them often, but we see this particular classical pattern, and Alex chimed in. He said head and shoulders, and that's exactly what we see. So then let me just draw this in for you. So then we see the left shoulder, then we see a head, and then we see this right shoulder. Price pushes and it breaks this neckline area right here. Breaks the neckline, and what does price do? Price corrects higher to retest this neckline, starts consolidating, and then we have a fall lower. So, or an expansion lower. So then this is what we expected to happen on the Euro USD. We expected US dollar strength to kick in right around this area and for price to slide lower, and that's exactly what happened on this particular pair. But if we remove these markers, let me just remove this stuff right now so that we could talk about what's happening now. Because as you guys can see, price is currently testing an area of structure support. Now, I'm not on the weekly time frame, so that you will have to trust me here, but let me just draw this in. I'm going to draw this in because price is actually testing this, or it's flirting with this zone of structure support right around here. And this was where our last low was. So then, and I believe this is where the year's low is at as well. This is the yearly low for 2019. So usually the yearly lows they usually function as areas or zones of support and support or demand. So then what I'm going to do is place a line or marker right around here where that yearly low is. So right here, because there's a possibility for price to retest this low right here. If you look at this pattern, what we can do is something like this, because what you have to understand is that the market moves harmonically. It always moves in symmetrical waves. What was done before may be done again. Then if you look at this last wave to the downside, if you take this line and drag it right here, and if you clone this very same line and add it to where this swing high is, let's do that now. Clone this line and add it to this swing high. You can see that price will, there's a likelihood or a possibility for price to test this low again and find support. You can see that, there's confluence, there's symmetry here. There's a possible symmetry. So then what we're assuming is that we could see further US dollar strength on this particular pair, which means that we should see the Euro USD fall. Now, what I want to do next is go down to a smaller time frame to actually see what's really taking place. So then if we go down to a time frame like the 4-hour, okay, you can see that price consolidated up here. It broke to the downside and corrected higher to retest this level of structure support at one time. Now it's resistant, and then it fell lower. So then I think, or I believe, we could see a continuation of this slide lower into this zone, and then that's when we see the bulls come in. So then this is what I'm expecting. Let me just draw this out for you guys. I'll be looking for price to fall lower, to test this zone again, this zone of demand, and possibly test these lows down here at 1.1027 or 27. And then from there, I'll be looking for some sort of bullish reaction or some sort of bullish response. So then we may see price correct a little bit higher and maybe retest this level again. But what I'm expecting is for buyers to come in right around this area. And however you want to trade this is up to you. But typically on zones like this, where we typically see a zone of demand and we typically see a measured move to the downside, you'll tend to find buyers position in this area somewhere to help push price lower. So then right when price gets into this zone, I'm expecting some US dollar weakness to come in, and we could see a miniature correction to the side before we see a continuation of that slide lower to the downside, because that's what we're thinking. We're thinking that the Euro USD may slide or may continue sliding lower, but we may see a temporary relief in this correction to the upside, and then further sliding to the downside. So that's with the Euro USD. So then we'll patiently wait to see what's happening with this pair. Only time will tell. Let me go down to the 1 hour to see if we see anything funny on the 1 hour. Okay. So then we don't really see too much. Let me remove this line because it can get kind of confusing. But price is still pretty much in consolidation for the most part. It's consolidating between this low and this high right here. And we'll see what happens. But as of now, my bias is still to the downside. I'm expecting this pair to slide lower. All right. So are there any questions about the Euro USD before we move forward? One thing I want to mention is that, when the market is moving like this, because it's the summer, you'll see more consolidation. And when you typically see that consolidation, it's kind of hard to predict what's really happening in the market. And that's why it may be wise for you just to really not be as aggressive when it comes to trading the markets. It's okay to take a break or not sit in front of your charts for a lengthy amount of time. It's okay. Because during this time of the year, you don't see as much liquidity or as much volume. The moves aren't as defined. There's a lot of consolidation, a lot of erratic movement in the market. So then sometimes it may be best just to sit out and just wait for volatility and volume to get back to its normal activity. And usually that's in the first week of September. So then it's August 20th. We have about maybe 10 to 15 days or 20 days before we see things return back to normal. But during this time it's kind of tricky. So then if you do decide to trade, make sure you reduce your risk per your position, because oftentimes you'll find yourself um, making some mistakes based on how price is moving. But all right, since we don't have any questions about the Euro USD, what we can do is move forward and we can talk about our next currency pair, which is the US dollar Japanese yen. And what I want to do first is go down to the daily chart before we decide to switch over to the US dollar Japanese yen. All right. Okay, so then right now we're looking at the US dollar Japanese yen, and we're currently looking at the daily time frame. So for this particular pair, to be honest with you, I was really expecting this pair to really test this zone. It didn't quite hit it yet. We have an alert here to identify it right around here, but it didn't quite hit our level yet, but you could say it's around the same vicinity. What we wanted to do was see price hit this zone, and then I was going to look for some sort of reversal signal around this zone in order to let me know what, in order for me to really be more confident in selling right around this area. But we didn't quite touch this area yet. But if you want to, what we could do now, well, we're going to do it. We're going to go down to the 4-hour chart, and we're going to see what's taking place. So then right around, let me just draw this in right here. What we see is a zone of support or supply and a zone of resistance up here. And price is mainly trapped right now between this zone of support or supply, or demand, and this zone of supply up here or resistance. Price is pretty much trapped, and we won't be confident in directionality until we see a break of this high right here at about 107.09, you could say. But right around here is where I was looking for a setup to take place, and I was looking for that setup to take place on the 1-hour time frame. So if you go down to the 1 hour, and if you stretch this out, we can see that price did, for starters, let me just draw this out for you guys. Price did break this ascending trend line to the downside, and it did also break this area of structure right here. And it created what classical chart pattern, for those that are familiar? You look left, we have this structure right here. It was resistance here at one time, resistance, then support. So then an area or zone that functioned as both resistance and support, will likely function as support and resistance again. Okay, so yeah, Marie chimed in. She said double top. Yep, and that's exactly what we see. We see a double top right here. Left top, right top. Price breaks this zone of structure support, which is the neckline, you could say, of this double top. It breaks also this ascending trend line support. So what we can assume now is that we should be looking for a selling opportunity on a pullback. We need to wait for price to correct. And what are we going to do? We're going to wait for price to correct and retest this zone again, because this is a zone that was respected 3 times in price history. It was respected multiple times. There's a likelihood that we could see price respect this zone again. So then wait for price to retest this zone, and then from there you would enter your sell. And if you wanted to, you could just target the lows. You don't have to shoot for extended targets, because remember, guys, we're not getting as much follow through. It's the summer months, and we're not seeing those nice expanded moves like we typically see when price moves in the market. But
normal volatility.
Yeah, during normal volatility. So then just target the lows, and you'll be fine, or at least take partial profit at these lows. Close out maybe 70% or maybe 50% of your position, and then keep the rest of it open to an expanded target area. So then that's what I would do for the US dollar, Japanese yen. But for the most part, that's it, guys. I know we don't have too much to share with you guys, mainly because of the fact that it's been sort of like a month where you haven't really found any confident, strong, high probability signals in the market. So then, we'll wait and see how this U.S. dollar, Japanese yen forms over the next few hours. So then, are there any questions about anything? Yeah, this is your time to ask any questions about anything. It could be trading related. It could be even about our private trading community at Forex Anatomy. And I know I may want to go there shortly just to let you guys get a peek inside. But this is your time to ask any question that's on your heart about anything trading related. And this is what I'll do. Check this out. Just for this Technical Tuesday session, if you have another currency pair that you're looking at right now, let me know and I'll take a quick look at it and share with you my opinion on that currency pair. But this is your time where you can get the help that you may need as a trader. I know it could get kind of difficult. I know it could be kind of hard, but don't frustrate yourself. You're almost there. Just push through and fight through the drawdowns. Drawdowns will happen. You will have times where you have multiple losing trades in a row, or at least 2 to 3 losing trades in a row. And that's okay. Because at the end of it all, as long as you're following a system that has positive expectancy, which means that at the end of the day, you will always have a nice gain or nice return after a large number of trades or a certain number of trades, then you're good. Because you're going to go through a losing streak. It's no different than a sports team that, they're known to be a winning team, and then they go through a 2 to 3 game losing streak. It typically happens. So then the same thing happens in trading. There will be times and there will be seasons where your style or your approach may not work as great as during another time of the year. So then you have to be okay with possibly entering a losing streak or a drawdown. But it doesn't mean that it's the end of it all for your trading business. You have to understand that, if you use proper risk management and money management, you can live to see another day and still grow your account quite quickly. So that's what we want to do at Forex Anatomy. We want to help you guys do that. We're determined to do that. And, we really want to help you guys become good traders. I know quite a few of our members have become great traders. So then we want you guys to benefit just as well, just as much as they have. So then what I'm going to do now, I believe the Forex Anatomy members area is up right here. So then let me take you guys there right now. You can see that we're in the back of this members area. And we're already, our next trading session, our next live trading session begins in 23 hours and 36 minutes from now. But if you scroll down, this is where we have the content of our membership site. We have monthly training videos right here. We have potential trade setups. Even though the majority of our trade setups and ideas we will send you, over Telegram to our phone. So then that's something to be mindful of. That's what we say. Make sure you download our Telegram app. All of our webinar recordings are posted back here. Our weekly Outlook videos are back here, which are important. They really give you a battle plan for the week. But that's pretty much it in a nutshell. We have more stuff down here. But yeah. So then we also have our Grand Slam trading strategy, which is amazing. Right now, during this time of the year, it may not work due to the lack of volatility and volume in the market. So, of course, that's expected. But during normal price action, the strategy works very, very well. But this is our private trading community. If you guys are interested, you can still join for $1. But yeah. All right. So then I don't think we have any questions about anything. So then what we can do is cut today's session short. Yeah, so I guess we'll see you guys next time. Marvin, did you have anything you want to say? I know my brother Marvin, he's right here. I apologize for not introducing him to you guys, but he's here. He's sitting next to me right now. And Marvin, did you have anything that you wanted to share?
Well, yeah. Well, one thing I was going to say, I know
This webinar is pretty brief. It's just primarily a technical webinar where we go over technical analysis. We sort of observe price behavior and price analysis. But, there's a lot going on in the fundamental backdrop that we typically cover to most of our members, those that are part of the lab, where we will actually give you the reasons behind certain price behavior. But you guys all know that, of course, towards the latter half of the week, we have some key risk events that shall provide somewhat of some volatility, even in the midst of what would appear to be a summer doldrum or a summer malaise, where we don't get as much follow through as we usually would get with price behavior and price movements. But we have a few key risk scenarios, and at the moment, markets are appearing to be sort of calm, or just even leaning towards more of the safe havens ahead of some key central bank minutes. Also, the Jackson Hole Economic Symposium, and even the G7 summit, which should happen, through the weekend. But in light of all of that, we'll see a form of reluctance with price action. You may see prices constrained or limited, trading within a range ahead of those key events. So then that's just something to be mindful of. So then, of course, for the US dollar versus Japanese yen, you're seeing the yen gain strength in comparison to the US dollar, as treasury yields and even global yields become suppressed, and there's still some concerns over the slowdown in global growth. But yeah, we share more about that, with some of our members of the community. So then, if you are interested in joining us for our more longer webinars, where we meet 3 to 4 times a week and we go more extensively into the market and we cover multiple assets and financial instruments, then I encourage you.
Yeah.
Take up the $1 trial and just check us out for 14 days.
Yeah, it's at forexanatomy.com/the lab, right?
The dash lab.
The dash lab. So then let me just write this in for you guys. But of course, the purpose of these Technical Tuesdays is to not really promote the lab, but it's just to help you guys out. So then that's why we ask you guys questions, and we really want you guys to become good traders. So, since we don't have any questions, then I guess we can close out for today. I hope this was helpful. Remember, guys, we only cover the Euro USD and US dollar Japanese yen on our Technical Tuesday sessions. If you guys want more pairs, if you want to see our analysis on a lot more pairs, then you can definitely join our private trading community. I believe it's well worth it. I believe we do have some current members from our private trading community that's a part of this Technical Tuesday session right now. I'm not going to really tell them to step out and say anything, but typically they're receiving some benefit from it. But
But also, if you want to talk to us personally, or let's say you want to do a 15-minute free phone consultation with us, we do provide that opportunity for you to call in, to ask us whatever questions you want, talk to us directly, and then, it's just 15 minutes for free. This is just our service to you guys so that we can connect with those of you that are subscribed to us and want to learn more about Forex anatomy.
Yeah. This is for those that are part of the free part, and even for the premium members. I mean, they can always contact us and call us, but if you have questions about anything trading related, what we would devote is 15 minutes of our time to explain some things. We may not go into that much depth because some concepts are, it takes a lot longer to explain than in a 15-minute conversation. But what we could do is place you on a path and show you some things in order to help you move forward with your trading. And then after that, if you want more information about our private trading community, you can ask about that as well. But we do offer that 15-minute phone consultation. So then let me just type that in right now. Forex anatomy.com /appointment. Yeah, so then you can go to this link right here, schedule an appointment, and then we would definitely get back with you
and talk to you on the phone.
And talk with you privately on the phone if you need that type of help and that support. So then let me copy this link and let me just put this in the browser so that you guys can see it. Okay, let me copy it and so let me paste it.
Paste it. That's what.
Okay, yeah, it did the Bing search.
www.
Okay, let me do that because the dot. So what we're going to do now is paste and go right to it. All right, so then yeah, this is where you can go and schedule a free conversation with us. You know, free 15-minute conversation. Just go and set your time zone. You know, just set your time zone and then just pick a date and a time. So it's really, really simple, guys. We make it really, really simple for you guys. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. We don't have too much to share with you guys. But what we will do is see you guys next week on next week's Technical Tuesday session. If you guys have any questions or concerns, you can contact us via email. That's it, guys. Hopefully these trades will work out. Hopefully we do see this full correction on the US dollar Japanese yen. But if we don't see it, then it's okay, because sometimes it's best just to stay out of the market. All right. But thanks again, guys. We hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and we will talk to you soon. Stay blessed, stay encouraged, and remember to always count your blessings, not your pips. We will definitely see you guys on next week. If you're in the live, if you're part of our premium group, private trading community, you will see us tomorrow. All right, guys. Thanks again, and we will definitely talk to you guys soon. All right.